Played the PS3 game because we actually got further in that than the anime right now. Yeah, so you see him in the ball form when he's got his mullet. And I rock a mullet, yeah.
Well, that is polar opposite here.
That is. I had a mullet in college, though. I did, and a porn stash. It was great. A
porn stash?
80s, early 90s.
Man, I want that picture really bad.
I used to walk around with a trench coat. I looked like a Mexican drug lord. Mexican.
Can you really customize that?
I know, right? It's like
Wait, what?
It's almost circa 1991.
Fantastic.
Isn't it?
I wanted a picture.
Yeah.
I used to have cornrows.
Dude, I want that picture.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It's on my passport. My passport
Cornrows.
I have cornrows in my hair. I used to have really long hair. My hair is curly. You maybe can't tell now, but and then I had a girlfriend at the time. She didn't have to make cornrows. Not that I don't have a girlfriend now.
You're rocking that boat.
Oh, thank you. Well, actually, it goes all the way back.
It does? Oh, yeah, okay. Just got the...
So it's a mofo hawk.
Mofo.
Mofo.
I totally do it with my follicles set.
You have a reverse mohawk.
I do, like every other guy.
Oh.
You get older, get that male pattern ball just going.
Don't remind me.
You're still holding on to yours, though. Everything's like, I'm going to hold on to this until every last follicle dies.
And then just one day,
Yep.
crap.
Ow!
Just shave it, dude. Go for it. Let's shave his head and neck right now.
Well, it'll make that Jamie Hyneman cosplay much easier.
There you go. Rock and roll. So, yeah, voice acting and follicle talks right here on Nekocon TV.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Get that baby a mic.
You,
I know, he's like really excited.
can I take him? Well, in a minute we'll do that. I do want to hold him. Give him a snuggle.
Babies!
And the
Oh,
jello.
let's keep it going here. Who else? Okay, just two. Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, like say you're in the middle of production, you get a really bad cough or a cold or something. What happens during that? Do they like hold off, or are you just gonna deal with it?
Well, I've never been like in the middle of something. There have been days where I woke up and go, oh, that's going to be really hard to do because something sinus or cough or cold or flu or something has happened. So you just call in and say, hey guys, it's not going to happen today. Can we reschedule kind of thing or that type of stuff. A lot of actors have different tricks of the trade and sprays and ointments and things that help keep the voice going. I use like soda pop and cigarettes, and that seems to work for me. But no, you kind of reschedule something. They definitely don't want to blow out your voice for any reason, and you try to do as much as you can and move on to the next day.
And don't think you can fake them out. I tried that. Even as recent as a few months ago when I was doing some Street Fighter stuff. I went into the booth and I totally thought I could cut off the fact that my voice was starting to get shot and I felt bad and everything, and they totally called me on it. It's like, dude, no, we got to reschedule this. This doesn't sound the same. They played lines from the previous session. It's like an octave lower.
It's like going from Marge to Patty and Selma.
Yeah, exactly. I totally turned.
Can I speak to Marge, please?
You have a little glaze right here.
Do I?
A little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit of schmaltz.
Right here. Got it.
Time to make the donuts.
See,
Time to eat the donuts.
Glaze catcher.
Uh-huh.
Right. It would be a soup catcher, but I don't let it get all like top looking. So I let it down and it still catches stuff. So, in conclusion, no, I was going to say, in addition to the whole tricks of the trade, throat sprays and all that, one of our directors in LA, Taliesin Jaffe, who's directed the Hellsing, directed the Street Fighter games, Marvel vs. Capcom, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, about to come out. He went to Chinatown and got this big jug of Chinese throat syrup. It actually tastes pretty good. It looks nasty, but it's like kind of honey flavored. And the guy who voices the Hulk, Fred Tatasciore, on all the Marvel stuff, he swears by it. He says, yeah, if you feel your voice starting to get ragged from screaming in a session, take a couple teaspoons of this, and it kind of coats the vocal cords and helps you and it really does work. But yeah, throat drops do that stuff. But yeah, hot tea with lots of honey. You want to stay away from milkshakes or anything that creates mucus.
Yeah, milk bad.
Milk bad. Coffee probably not the best thing before a session.
Yeah.
Donuts, no.
No.
Don't smoke half a pack.
Good thing I'm not recording today.
Typically, for the most part, you want a nice, room temperature bottle of water or something like that to kind of keep things moving along. You get drink cold, it restricts things. But some of the more the sissy voice actors can't handle it. But
I drink cold water all the time. I don't
yeah,
care.
I do too, honestly. But I'm just giving you all what you should do.
The politically
As opposed to
correct
me.
voiceover answer.
Indeed. Who else? That's a question. Yes, sir. Right behind you. We'll come back to you.
If you wanted to break into the business, what do you think would be your best shot to do so?
Move where the work is. First
Yeah.
of all. Second of all, train. It's not enough to be a fan. It's great. It's a great starting place. You got to start somewhere. Acting classes, workshops, network, hone your craft. Do what he's doing.
Definitely some local training, acting trainings, absolutely. All of us. There's very few that come from different realms, or that hopped into the business without having a good extensive background, whether it's theater or myself improv and theater, radio. Something led us here to this point, and it wasn't because we all woke up one day and said, I want to be a voice actor. There was definitely a love of the craft of acting and performing and being creative, and that's definitely where you got to start. And through that process, you'll find and meet people and begin to network, and as you begin to be around people more of a like-mindedness, things begin to sort of build and build and build.
We live in the day and age, social media, Facebook and all that, and message board. Voiceover universe is a great treasure. It's like Facebook for voice actors. So you don't even have to be a voice actor to get a lot of information from their message board, because a lot of voice coaches post there and answer questions about, what sort of equipment do I need for a home studio? What class should I take? I'm in the, I said Nekocon region. I'm in the Virginia region, I want to take classes. I was like, oh, well, if you go a little north, Ed Studios in New York has a big, extensive voiceover workshop program. It's probably the closest thing. But I think the West Coast, if you really want to get into video games and cartoons and all the character-oriented voice work, and even commercials, that's the big hub, I would say. Dallas, where Funimation is great for commercial stuff and obviously Funimation, but that's just one company.
That is, yeah. There are other, I go on auditions for on-camera stuff, industrial work a lot. You have a lot of corporations in that area, Frisco, Dallas, Fort Worth, that do a lot of in-house type of things, even voiceover type stuff or on-camera stuff for training purposes and whatever else. So there is a lot of that work as well. And, a few TV shows come through here and there, but it just depends. There's some work in Texas, there's some work out in LA, there's some work out in New York. You just kind of have to go where it's at and where you're willing to kind of put yourself in a saturated situation.
The most lucrative form and common form of voice work is commercials. It's not the most fun, obviously, but if you get a nationwide Subway ad or something, you'll get residuals from that.
Oh.
So you get to record and then get heard across the country and get a little kickback a few months after it's run on multiple stations. Now, the residual thing has changed through the years thanks to the internet. Again, it goes way down. People used to make a lot more money off residuals. Now it's less, but still, there's residuals. There's not residuals in anime or video games. So.
No, there's not. It's a one-time flat rate. You're in, you're out. You'll never see another dime. Unless they have had full footage that you've used before for, say, another game or something like that, you may get again paid for that because they're using your voice again for a different project. But those are fairly rare as well. Who else? Yes.
Everybody has their funny stories on recording. Which ones are yours?
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Funny stories. Well, you know.
I know other people's funny stories.
Yeah, same here. You know, everyone farts. So, you know, when you gotta go, it's gotta go somewhere. And, you know, sometimes the mic will hear it. Sometimes it won't. But just know, if you decide to float an air biscuit in the booth, it's gonna hover.
There's nowhere for it to go.
It
Air,
lingers.
wind coming in there, or breeze of any kind.
The smell even goes through the speakers.
Yeah, well, yeah. And I mean, the mics hear everything. So,
Go hear that and see.
boom.
What if I went? Then
I've even heard the mic, if I'm saying something just right, maybe it'll hear my stubble a little bit.
What was that?
We were talking about this yesterday too. You know, I wear this bracelet a lot. Usually got to take it off because there's some I'll move around or something, and there's a jingle or something. So you. But I think one of the ones I know, I've never really had a weird, crazy thing happen. We've done a lot of funny things in the booth, but there's a lot of inappropriate talk between us directors who've been friends for a while and stuff like that. But I've heard of people, Michael Tatum, screaming, doing some loud screaming and stuff like that, and passing out. Like, waking up like, did we get it? You know, is that good or something? So, nothing really super crazy unusual happened to myself. So.
Yeah, I nearly passed out on Dragon Ball Z. Like 5 Kamehamehas in one episode. I was like, oh
yeah.
God. Others actually have passed out. I think Justin Cook or Eric Vale actually have passed out.
They're little guys though.
There they go. Like, I can hack it. No, let's see. We don't get to rehearse ahead of time. We go in. That's the first time we see the footage, the first time we see the script. So, you know, you just gotta. This is why it's so important to be a good actor and be ready to think on your feet, because they just throw it at you and you're off. It's like, all right, in this episode, this is happening, this is happening. They sum it up and then you get going. Naturally, we're human. We screw up. It's the first time we see it, so we're like, blah, blah, blah. We blow lines left and right, a lot of F-bombs and hours of blackmail audio on the hard drive.
Yeah.
They'll be used against us. Particularly, you know, the engineers will take montages of the female fight reactions and make it sound like something completely different.